Hello, Sandy223 with a match against Halopcgamer. So we both lead off with an Alakazam, and both decide to use the same move, Shadow Ball. He's got more special defense EVs, which is why I didn't get him down to that to kill it. But I have a focus sash on mine, so I can kill him as I'm faster, due to the less special defense, but more speed. The focus sash lets me always take a hit. Right, so he dies, and in comes a Sizzle. I know it's going to use Bullet Punch, but I let this die because I don't think it's going to be much use later on as it's on so little HP. So I bring in a Venusaur, as it's going to take the Bullet Punch reasonably well, and get a sleep off on the Sizzle, as those things can be devastating. I then try a Leech Seed, but he evades it, and I don't really fancy my chances hitting the next one, so I withdraw straight away. Go to a Charizard. He stays asleep, which is good for me, and I think he'll switch, so I go for a Dragon Dance. And he does, and I get the Dragon Dance off him. I really should have switched here, but I just go for the Earthquake, just to see what I could do. And with the Dragon Dance, it did do about half damage, but he OHKOs my Charizard with a Waterfall. So I bring in Umbreon. What do I do with this? I go for Toxic, and he does really well, predicts that, and brings in a Machamp, which I think probably had guts if he's bringing it in on a Toxic. And I mistimed this wish to I was going to try. I thought this thing would get killed, so I tried to get a wish to Venusaur, but I mistimed it and it didn't work. So then Venusaur also dies. But I do get a Leech Seed off on that Machamp, which is really helpful, as you'll see just in a few seconds. But Triceratops is stroked by a critical hit, Ice Punch. So I'm 5-4 down. I bring in my Blastoise and try to protect just to get the Leech Seed and the Toxic damage, but it doesn't quite take it down, so I just take a risk, go for the second Protect, and it works amazingly. So he gets the Leech Seed damage, and he dies, which is really good. And then I realised that this Blastoise works in a similar way to the Umbreon getting Toxic, and just with an addition of Rapid Spin and Attack. It's a Toxic Protect, so that's what I do. I go for the Toxic and then just stall it down. This time I don't go for the double Protect just because I want to speed things up by hitting it with Surf. Blastoise's ample defences are going to take the Thunder Punches fairly well, and so I do get the Surf off. And the Toxic does start eventually to wear him down. This is just stalling from my part, just trying to kill him with the Toxic rather than actually killing him myself. However, here he uses a close combat, which does a lot more on me than the Thunder Punch did. But it does mean I guarantee the kill with the Surf, which is nice. Here he brings in a Dragonite, that's the one, and uses Dragon Claw to finish off my Blastoise. So I only have one Pokemon left in Dragonite, my own Dragonite. This is a special Dragonite, and I just go with the Stab move. It has Specs, so I had to choose one thing to take down 3 of his Pokemon, and I just go with the Stab move, the most powerful move, and it's also super effective on the Dragonite, which always goes up, but I completely forgot about the Sizzle. But lucky for me, it stays asleep across the 2 turns, and I am able to 2-edge KO it with Dragon Pulse, which is beautiful, as that thing, if it woke up, I may have been screwed. But, yep, I do finish that off, and I just finish this off with another Dragon Pulse. So, pretty good game, yeah. Went right to the wire, and comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you around.